Hi, I'm Indycar Dad, and this is a week's worth of Indycar news in 5 minutes. Today is January 30th, 2026, and last weekend was the Rolex 24. 10 current Indycar drivers were in that race, but none of them has a new watch. The Rolex 24 is a team race, and our guys just didn't get lucky with the teams they chose. Nolan Siegel did end up on the podium in his class, and Will Power ended up in second place. But no wins for current IndyCar drivers. A past IndyCar driver, Toby Sowery, who briefly raced IndyCar with Dale Coyne, did win an LMP2. So Toby Sowery knows what time it is. This week was IndyCar Media Day. Or Media Days, 2 days. All of the drivers report to shoot little promo videos for the series, take pictures, do TikTok-y tasks for race promoters and industry partners. So there's going to be a lot of cute videos that come out of industry Media Day, and we also learned a few things. Here's something: Dale Coyne only showed up with one driver, so this would have been a great time for him to introduce who's going to be in the second seat. But it just adds fuel to the rumor that seat hasn't been confirmed yet. And then Prema's team didn't show up at all. So they didn't even get their two drivers to Media Day. It's a bad sign, really. I don't think it's a particularly expensive thing to show up to. So the fact that they didn't spring to have the drivers there is not a good sign. So. Next thing, Alex Palou's lawsuit from not honoring the contracts he made with McLaren Racing has the judge concluded the damages that he owes to McLaren, and that's $12 million. There's also a possibility McLaren can sue for their legal fees, which will probably happen as well, and supposedly that bill is quite high. So another interesting thing that happened this week, Tim Cindric, if you've heard the name before, it's because he was Roger Penske's right-hand man at Penske Racing. He's also the father of Austin Cindric, the NASCAR driver, and he is also one of the dudes that was fired when Penske Racing got caught cheating again last year. So as part of that scandal, he got the axe. Well, guess what? It's just announced that he's back, and he's going to be the race strategist for Scott McLaughlin. Now, Tim Cindric is an excellent race strategist, but it's also a sign, that Penske Racing wants to win. It's also, there is this new independent stewarding body for IndyCar. So now that Penske got to remove themselves one step from the governing of IndyCar racing, they brought back Tim Cindric. So interesting stuff. Not so interesting, Donald Trump posted an AI video of a possible Washington, D.C. Grand Prix. That's all there is to it. I don't think there's too much talk behind that, but it was an interesting video. Pato O'Ward got his commercial for this year, so he got his 2026 Fox promo. In the commercial, he drives a garbage truck around a neighborhood at a crazy speed, and he winks at women and just acts cute. It's cute. You'll see it, I hope, if you watch some football or anything like that, or just during our races. I think you'll see Pato's commercial, and it's pretty good. So, Redditors made predictions for the 2026 season, which I love predictions. So predicted champions include, of course, Alex Palou, but maybe this year he'll have some difficulty. Pato, Felix Rosenqvist, Scott McLaughlin, Newgarden, Kirkwood, a bunch of people, and those ones. So that's the favorites of the Redditors. Also, they predicted 500 winners. Joseph Newgarden was the top prediction there, followed by Pato, Santino Ferrucci, Scott Dixon, Lucas, Will Power, Felix Rosenqvist, Kyle Kirkwood, Rinus VeeKay. Someone even predicted Mick Schumacher, and someone even predicted Connor Daly will win the 500 this year. So lots of fun predictions over on Reddit. Another thing that happened is there had been this rumor floating around that teams were thinking about buying out Prema, and one of those teams was supposedly Dreyer and Reinbold. Dreyer and Reinbold Racing has said that they want to go race some more races, and so people were thinking, maybe they'll buy Prema. But Marshall Pruitt published something that said Dreyer and Reinbold Racing has more than enough equipment to run a full season. They don't need to buy Prema's stuff, so that was interesting. Another strike for Prema, it's a bad week for Prema, is that Ryan Briscoe, who Prema had hired to be driver coach, and he, especially on the ovals, but for IndyCar racing in general, for Robert Schwartzman. Ryan Briscoe, I think, was a really strong asset to Prema. Look at how they got the pole at the Indy 500 But Ryan Briscoe is going to ROL to help Mick Schumacher this year. So another strike against Prema. Finally, I'll talk about Indy NXT. So Indy NXT had two test days this week at Sebring. And in day one, Max Taylor and Max Garcia topped the charts. In day two, Enzo Fittipaldi was fastest. Max Taylor was up there, and Alessandro Di Tullio was up there too. So the interesting thing about these names is that these are all rookies. Typically, Indy NXT in the past has been a great series for drivers in their second year. So we would have expected like Lockie Hughes to do really well, or Miles Rowe, who's in his third year, to do really well. But actually, it was 5 rookies that topped the charts. So I think we're in for a really great season of Indy NXT. Again, this has been this week's IndyCar News in 5 minutes. I'm IndyCar Dad. Thanks for watching on your favorite podcast platform.